Look, we're entering one of the most extraordinary time periods of our lives, and if you aren't able to come out making an extra two, three, heck, even $5,000 a month, you have no one else to blame but yourself. See, it's a proven fact. There are more millionaires made during a recession than any other time period, which means the ball is all in your court. Everything is in your favor. This opportunity that we have, we don't get this all the time, because the last time we saw this was 13 years ago. Are you really going to let this slip right through your fingers? Now, if you're anything like me, I can almost guarantee this is not the first video you've watched on different ways you can make some extra money. But the one thing I can guarantee is the side hustles that I'm going to be talking about today, I have not seen one person talk about them anywhere. It's not dropshipping, it's not affiliate marketing, it's not selling on Amazon. And with the proper hustle and grind with these side hustles, you can easily make $100,000 a year. If not that, you can at least pull in an extra $2,000 to $3,000 a month. So in today's video, I'm going to share 5 insanely unique side hustles you guys can start without breaking the bank account. Just make sure you guys watch the whole video through, because I share some hidden secrets to get your side hustle off the ground the fastest. And the last one is a little crazy. Also, before I get into it, I have a free newsletter where I send out daily unique side hustles and how you guys can start them step by step. My team and I also send out weekly high-level business trends we see months before they pop. That way you can be the first to the market. And you can get all this free just by signing up below. Alright, first up we have real estate photography, specifically 3D virtual tours of homes that are for sale. Now, this is a newer business model that I see a lot of people starting to get into, and it's very lucrative as well, because what you're doing is making a 3D footprint of a home that is viewable on a tablet or a laptop. Now, who you're selling this service to is agents and brokers, because at the end of the day, a realtor just wants to sell a home as fast as possible without wasting too much time. And having a virtual tour on their listing will weed out all the people who aren't interested and only have the people who are calling them up to see it, which would save the realtor so much time. Now, you can go on websites like Zillow and reach out to businesses, but to be really unique and stand out, you have to figure out a way to message brand new realtors that just passed the exam and are newly licensed, because they'll be new in the market and they won't have any connections. The best part of all of this is there's actually a service out there that'll legit create the virtual tour for you. It's called Matterport, and all you have to do is import all your pictures and it'll automatically combine it together to create a beautiful virtual tour. And you don't even need a super expensive camera to do this. You can get started with just your phone if you want it. Now, it won't look the best if you walk into a booking with just your phone, so instead you can get like a 360 camera that looks very professional and gets the job done in HD quality. Now, they aren't that expensive. If you guys want, I'll leave a link to one down in the description box below. Now, for this service, you can easily charge a couple $100s per home that you do, and if an agent really likes the work you do the first time, their job is to sell houses, so they'll constantly be listing new houses, which means they'll always be calling you for your service. It's the perfect repeat business model. And it's not just realtors. You can hit up businesses and other companies and ask them if you can create a virtual tour for them. It's honestly a very scalable side hustle. Alright, coming in at number 2, we have pretty much anything that is service based. Think of doing something that'll make someone else's life easier. Now, I know this isn't a specific side hustle, but the reason I really like this is because it's only tailored to you. It's based on what skills you have. Are you a good cook? Well, you can cater at people's events. Are you good at cleaning? Well, you can clean people's homes and businesses. Are you good at editing or Photoshop? Hit up some creators and edit their videos or thumbnails. The list just goes on and on. And I don't want to hear their excuses that you don't have any skills, because I promise you everyone has something that they're good at. Now, a really big thing that's in demand right now is repurposing content. Apps like TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts have blown up, and creators know this, but they just don't have the time or resources to utilize these platforms. What you could do is reach out to YouTubers or podcasters and tell them you're willing to take the content that they already have, cut them up into short clips, and post it on their pages. Now, I know for me and a lot of my friends, it's so hard finding a reliable person to do this. So if you have basic editing skills, or even if you get someone else to edit it for you and you just oversee everything and make sure everything gets posted accurately, you can make a lot of money. And if you do a really good job, us creators have a lot of friends, so you can honestly grow this without even promoting it, because it'll spread through word of mouth. Like I said, this is just one type of service you can provide. There are literally thousands of other things you guys can do to help other people and get paid for it, which leads us to number 3, content creation. Now, if you don't want to go the service route and provide your skill to someone else, what you could do is teach other people the skill that you have. Same as before, everyone has a skill or something they're passionate about, so why not take it and teach other people? Like, I love money and finance, that's why I make these videos. Other people might like to tell stories, unbox things, cook. The options are legit endless. And the cool thing is you can gain a following pretty quickly nowadays through apps like TikTok and Instagram Reels. The only thing is you need to take action, and you also need to provide value, whether it's educational, comedy, or anything. The viewer has to feel or get something out of watching your videos. If it was me, I'd first start on TikTok because it's the easiest to start with, and you can quickly find out if there's an audience for the type of videos you're making. And if your videos end up doing really well, what you can do is start funneling those people over to your YouTube channel, where you'll just make longer versions of those videos. Because TikTok is great for views and interactions, but it's not a consistent stream of income. YouTube is the platform that'll give you the more consistent stream of income because their ad platform is more lucrative and will pay you more than other platforms. And the best thing about YouTube is once you post a video, that video people can see months, years down the road. Like for me, I'm still getting paid for videos that I made 2 years ago. Plus, on top of that, with the new videos that I make now, it's like a whole snowball effect. The more you post, the more you'll end up making. I'd also start posting those TikToks that you made onto your YouTube account as well, and grow your account through YouTube Shorts. Now, YouTube is trying to compete with TikTok, so they're pushing out Shorts as hard as possible right now, so it's a great way to gain subscribers and grow your channel faster. Now, one thing I will say is the content creation route is definitely a long-term play. It took me almost a year and a half of full-time effort to see my first penny, but I will say it is the most rewarding. If you can stick it through, which unfortunately a lot of people don't, you will see the fruits of your labor. Alright, next up with number 4, the most low-key side hustle of them all, ATM machines. Now, this was actually one of the first businesses I started in my entrepreneur journey, and it did pretty well. ATM machines are nice because they don't require a lot of work and they have a very little upfront cost. Now, what you're doing is buying an ATM and putting it at a location and loading your own money into it, and whenever someone uses it, they get charged a fee, and that fee is your profit. So basically how it works is, let's say you put your own $20 in the machine and someone comes to withdraw $20. What will happen is they'll get charged a $4 fee, which is also your profit. So they'll get charged a total of $24, and then $24 will go back into your account. $20 was what you put in, and then $4, which is now your profit. You can find used ATMs for like $1,000, so there's no need to get new ones because they're honestly a waste of money. All you have to do is get a processing company to process your transactions. Now, there's a lot of local processing companies out there. I just Google some near you and you'll find some great options. But before you do all that, I'd recommend finding a location first because you don't want the machine just sitting in your garage. Now, there are a lot of great locations, but the best ones that I've seen are service-based and cash-only businesses. So like barbershops, convenience stores, hotels, motels, liquor stores, strip clubs, you get the gist. Luckily for me, when I was first starting out, my uncle owned his own business and he allowed me to put my first ATM machine in there. Now, it's not too hard to land a location because you have to remember an ATM machine actually helps a business owner in a lot of ways. And plus, there's no cost to the business owner. If anything, you're going to be paying them a percentage of the sales to keep it there. So it's a win-win for everyone. Let's say you get about 10 transactions a day at $4 per transaction. That's $40 a day or $1,200 a month. Not bad for just loading some money, right? And finally, this last thing you can do, which is probably the most unique thing where you can make anywhere from $5 to $10 million in a few years, is by creating a speaker booking agency for social media stars. Now, let me explain. There's a company out there called Washington Speaker Bureau that makes $100 million by connecting people who host large events with speakers. And these speakers range from celebrities, politicians, authors, and athletes, because what happens is these large events are always looking for big name people to headline their events because it makes the event look more legit and it attracts more people, aka more ticket sales for them. But getting in touch with famous people is a huge hassle. That's where a company like Washington Speaker Bureau comes in. They have ties with the biggest names in the world and can have them at your event with a phone call. And these celebrities or businessmen charge crazy amounts of money. Like the former CEO of Disney charges $200,000 for a gig. A retired basketball coach charges $50,000. So imagine taking just 10% of the sales for being a middleman. Now, here's what you could do with a twist. New celebrities are being formed and social media stars are becoming the new A-list celebrities. So what you could do is get big creators under your belt, like Mr. Beast, PewDiePie, or Charlie D'Amelio, and anytime an event or conference wants to use them, you can be the middleman for both parties. All you have to do is cover all the logistics and communication, and boom, you can get a percentage of the cut. Now, how I'd go about this business is starting off with one person, try getting one big fish. And honestly, it's not that hard to do because you'd be surprised how far just one single DM can go. Get these social media stars on your roster and try to get them to sign to you exclusively, which shouldn't be that hard because no one else is doing this. Now, if anyone wants these social media stars to come speak at an event, they have to go through you because you're the only way they can get in contact with them. That's exactly what WSB does and makes them over $100 million a year. Definitely a very unique thing, and I wouldn't even say it's a side hustle, it's more of a business you can start, but it's a very, very big thing someone can start. And also, I just want to share a bonus one with you guys. Well, it's not really a side hustle, but it's a way to make a lot of money, and it's very simple. And it's just by doing things for wealthy people. See, people with lots of money always have things going on or just need help, but they don't have the time to do it. So if you can come in and help them, they'll pay you very, very nicely. See, there was this one guy who ended up going bankrupt and legit lost everything. So what he ended up doing was going up to wealthy people and simply asked them, is there anything that I could do for you? Then one man replied to him and said, yes, I'm looking for this watch collection and the max I'm willing to pay is $3 million. That individual ended up going out and found the watch collection for only $2 million. So he sold it to the other guy and made $1 million just like that. All it took from him was simply asking. But at the end of the day, these were just a couple of things you can start. There are plenty of other opportunities out there. You just simply have to take action. And if none of these interest you, that's okay because these were just to get the balls turning. What you can do and what I do is usually when I go throughout my day, any problems I have, I write it down on my notes tab and see if there's a way that I can solve this. And who knows, maybe down the road, I can start that as a business. But that's it for today's video, guys. As always, if you're interested in buying crypto, I suggest checking out crypto.com. They have all the top coins you guys would ever like to buy. So if you guys are interested, I'll leave a link to it down in the description box below. But as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in next week's video. Peace.